Has anybody ever told you they do your rigging inspection for free? Would it be entirely awkward if I told you that they were lying to your face? Well, we're covering all that and more in this episode of The Rigging Professor. Devin here from Mazzella Companies, and today we're going to cover rigging inspection. We're going to cover the basics, as well as what you need to do to be OSHA and ASME compliant. We're going to cover what it takes to be in the best possible defendable position as far as your rigging process goes. And lastly, we're going to talk about how there is no such thing as a free inspection. To help me tell this story, I reached out to Tom Horner, an industry veteran with over 20 years experience in the inspection field. And I started with just asking, why do I even need an inspection?
Well, you need an inspection because OSHA requires it. OSHA 1910-184 states on a periodic basis, you'll have your alloy chain slings inspected, but to take it one step further, ASME B30.9 has different requirements for all the different types of slings you have. You need to have an inspection performed of your slings within your facility. That's a visual inspection with documentation. Our documentation that we provide actually meets or exceeds all of the requirements within ASME B30.9.
Okay, so it's the law. Governing bodies dictate that you have to have a certain set of criteria to make sure that you are safe and compliant. But if you're already paying a safety guy to do that, can't they just do your inspection?
You have many people who've been in the business for many, many years, and they know slings inside and out. And to sit through a class, you may deem that enough. What we felt is we wanted to take it a step further so that in the worst case scenario, our documentation and our efforts really do prove the best position for being qualified or competent.
Qualified or competent person, a designated individual. OSHA and ASME both have their own terminology to talk about these different people, but to me it sounds completely the same. So I asked Tom, what are the differences?
Well, competent and qualified are kind of one and the same, just different terminologies between OSHA and ASME. Designated means the organization has chosen you to perform the service. Qualified and competent means you're capable of performing that service. What we do at Mazzella is they actually send our employees through a certified inspector course via ITI. They're an accredited institution that can actually certify an individual, which is much different than just going to a generic training session that you might leave with a certificate.
So it's great to have your safety guy or gal do your day-to-day shift-by-shift inspection, but you have to have somebody who's certified, who's gone through an actual certification course, not just attended a class, to be in what Tom says is the best possible defendable position.
Well, I think the best defendable position is that you selected the correct party that is qualified or competent to do your inspection and that they can validate it. We can validate all of our efforts through the documentation and through the organization that we've chosen to do our training. How are you going to defend your decision to have designated somebody to do your inspection? Obviously, the worst case is that you cannot back any of that up. Using a guy that you just hired in who says, he's a maintenance guy and he can do anything is not going to be your best course of creating that position.
We talked a lot about how documentation is a very big key in making sure that you are in the best defendable position. And that got me thinking, I would be terrible at that because I hate paperwork. I lose it all the time. So I asked, whose responsibility is it to maintain that paperwork? Is it you or is it the company's?
We look at it twofold. It is absolutely their responsibility, but what we do is we keep all the records on file in numerous places so that when a customer does call and say, hey, you were here 6 months ago and I misplaced my report, can you send it to me real quick? We can usually have it there within minutes.
Now, people hate spending extra money. I 100% get that. So I was wondering about pushback. What happens when an inspection team comes through, finds a couple things and tells you, hey, you guys got to fix this?
I've been using this for 20 years. I made it myself, it's fine. Or our millwright team made this, and we're certified welders. Our engineering team did this. But what people have to understand is that ASME has specific requirements as to how below-the-hook devices are designed, fabricated, documented via drawings, and proof tested and certified. And then that's our job as the expert to prove why we can make the statements that we just made and bring them into understanding of what is actually the issue.
The last thing that Tom and I spoke about was the first thing that I mentioned in the intro, and that was when somebody tells you they're going to do your inspection for free, they're unfortunately lying right to your face. But Tom did tell me there's a pretty specific reason for doing so.
If it's a large enough customer, organizations generally have contracts where it might be written in that you would receive an inspection for free. I personally don't like the word free because it carries no value. There's always a cost to somebody. That's where you really want to dig in, is ask the question, am I receiving what I'm not paying for? Which is why we have to work so hard to inform the customers that here's the definition of qualified and competent. And how do we meet those requirements? You can then take that information and ask the people who are proposing to do this for free, are you meeting these requirements? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, the best defendable position is what you can back up in a court of law. If somebody is in there inspecting all of your rigging at no charge or for free, and they're spending 8 hours doing this, and this is a salesman and he took somebody from the shop, or he's bringing in a third party to assist them, to me that's a tremendous conflict of interest because they have to be getting something out of it. The way we like to approach it is, hey, anything you want to do with us after the fact is a tremendous bonus. But what we're here to do right now is only your inspection, and that's it. You may need to replace some slings, you may need to repair them, etc. If you do it with us, great. If not, here's your report. OSHA's happy, internally you're happy. Call us when you need us.
So a few takeaways from this video. Is your inspection program compliant? Are the people doing your training certified to do so? Do you have all your documentation available and in order? And most importantly, there is no such thing as a free inspection. Mazzella Companies is a leader in rigging inspection and safety training. All of our inspectors are trained in both OSHA and ASME certifications. They haven't just taken a class, they're certified through ITI to do so. And when they come to your facility, your inspection is the only thing on their mind. As Tom said, anything else is a bonus, but they are only there to do your inspection to keep you safe. If you'd like to learn more about our company, or you'd like to schedule a consultation to make sure that you're OSHA and ASME compliant, don't hesitate to reach out. We'd be happy to help you however we can. I hope this video was able to help you. And if you liked it, consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. There's already a bunch of videos we've made, and we're going to make a whole bunch more. We're just getting started, and I don't want you to miss out. Thank you for watching.